Welcome to Silman Radio, January 13th, 2021. I think that's the show. We got Danny today. Snacks is supposed to be in here, but he's saying you have to let me in. Dude, you're not in the waiting room. He's probably like in the old streams waiting.
Probably click the old link.
That's probably what it is. Where are you, dude? Come on, Dopey. I really wanted to talk to him about Nets and Knicks, too.
Is he avoiding us because of the Knicks and Nets are playing tonight?
Maybe that's what it is. I know that he's all talk and not a lot of action. I mean, that's just the reality of who Snacks is. So
spin it that way.
What's going on, Danny? How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I mean, just solid. Nothing crazy going on. Just solid.
I know. It's not much to talk about. We'll talk about Kyrie and Harden and all that. And Kyrie puts people's brains in a pretzel. And part of me thinks it's funny, but the other part of me is like, I'm a Nets fan, so I should not want that. But we'll go through it. People love the tire thing yesterday. Like that guy is a star, and he doesn't even realize it. Like he just thought he was going to try to make a quick buck to sell a tire, and he doesn't realize he's an internet sensation right now. It's like you want a tire?
We need to interview this guy.
I know, I'm mad.
Got to track him down.
So I was a little like, oh. So next time someone does knock at the door in my office, I'm gonna like put the microphone up next to the door and see if we can get him on.
I mean, I would love to hear this guy how much money he's made from selling tires.
I'm willing to bet not much. He may have like had to look for another venture to get some quick cash. So it is what it is. Do I want a tire? Yeah. Do I want a big tire? Also, yeah. Do I want to pay for a big tire? No. Although I do need tires. Like my right rear has a slow leak. I have to put air in it every other day. So there's the scumbag himself. Yo, what's going on?
The link.
What's up, boys?
In the car. This is what Simple Man Radio is all about.
Simple Man Radio. Yeah, my house is being demolished inside. A lot of power tools. So
I kind of want to have them on the show.
They are definitely simple men.
They're like the tire guy. Like that tire guy is still going door to door trying to sell a tire, and he doesn't realize he's an internet sensation right now.
It's actually pretty amazing.
So we had some more. The Kyrie, it's like every day we get more. Every day we get more. Snacks, do you want to just go off on Kyrie? Like I would love to hear you rant on Kyrie. Like me and you argued Nets Knicks in the offseason, but you don't realize I'm a Nets fan the way you are a Giants fan.
Right.
Like I'm not like positive, like happy. I'm like just win a championship or get out of my face. Like I am a negative Nets fan. I am totally opposite the way I am a Giants fan.
I think that's the best way to be. I also think that Kyrie Harden needs to retire. What is he doing? I get it. He's concerned about everything going on in the world, and that's all well and good, and I respect him for it. But come on. You're getting paid $34 million. You have Kevin Durant who comes with you to want to play with you, and you just sit out like this, like no regard to anything. You just sit out. He is.
I think he's trolling.
Well,
like if he were to retire, I think he would do just this. I think he'd spend 2 weeks trolling while everyone's crapping on him. He would just be like, "Here's me at a birthday party. Here's me on a Zoom call with the Attorney General." Like, that's what I would do with him. But so. Like you said, if he wants to retire, go ahead and retire, man. Like I understand that point of view. I understand like the whole man of the arena thing. But if you're not going to retire, you need to show up to work, dude. Like you need to show up to work. And the person I feel the worst for, it's like obviously as a Nets fan, you want Kyrie to play, is Kevin Durant. You convinced Kevin Durant to go there to join you. And now he's out there, winning games and playing well. And Kyrie,
nowhere to be found.
Kyrie. Yeah. So I think Kevin might already regret teaming up with Kyrie.
And it's Kevin's fault for Water to come here in the first place with Kyrie. You should know this is a possibility.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew he'd be annoying. I didn't think 2 weeks into this first season with Kevin that this would happen. I just didn't think it would happen.
I mean, we kind of saw it starting at the end of that bubble year where he's like, "I'm not going," all the stuff that was going on at that point. But I mean, this is getting on a whole nother level. Imagine Kevin Durant in his beautiful California home in playing with Golden State and Steph Curry and Draymond Green, leaving to go across the country to Brooklyn, which, I mean, I personally don't think it's the greatest place to live. I've never lived there, but whatever. I digress. To play with Kyrie Irving and you don't show up. Imagine if we didn't show up for work for 2 weeks or however long it was. We're getting fired. Come on. Oh, I hate
and
that.
someone saying Nick dodged the bullet. I don't believe that either. Like, I still am glad Kyrie is on my team because all I care about is winning. Like, all I care is, and in the NBA, you can do this. You can be this annoying person and still win. It's not like the NFL where it's like, you know, it will spread around a team.
Like
or
an actual cancer. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah. and where NBA is more star driven than the NFL. Where the NFL is like, you got to have everybody working together. You know, obviously the QB is a little more important, but it's like two guys can win a championship with not the greatest around them, and KD and Kyrie, and they even have like some good depth. So it's not. This isn't me being like, oh, this is a mistake. That being said, I would trade him for Harden straight up, and I would have done that before this season because Harden's a better player.
At this point, why not? I mean, I don't know why Houston does that because you're getting.
Yeah, Houston doesn't want that. Yeah, Houston wouldn't do it.
They don't want nothing to do with that. But it's mind blowing. And no, the Knicks. You're right. I can't say they dodged a bullet, but in a way they kind of did. The reason I'd say they didn't dodge a bullet is because Kevin Durant came with Kyrie Irving. And Kevin Durant is a top 3 player in the league. So,
if Kyrie was by himself, then I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, I don't even enjoy being a Nets fan. But it's like, I still watched Kevin Durant like score 38 points last night too.
Yeah,
and I know that doesn't happen without Kyrie. So, I don't regret. This isn't me regretting Kyrie. Like, yeah, would have I liked to have a different star with Kevin Durant? Yeah, but that just wasn't a possibility.
Yeah.
How about let's do word of the day, and then I want to bring up the worst take I saw in all of sports. So I think, I forgot to ask. Maybe should we just do tire as word of the day?
We'll just do tire.
Very
going.
Let's just do tire as word of the day. So Google, Twitter search tire. We've only gotten one bite in 7 shows. So a lot of times you look up these words and it's foreign Twitter, which is like, I don't know.
Foreign Twitter is a strange place.
All like, here's one in Spanish. Like tires. Si quieres fama no tires Twitters de mierda anda a tarate al Valle Grande, which means if you want fame, don't throw shitty Twitters. Go to the Big Valley.
I dropped out of high school Spanish, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's funny. High school Spanish was my best subject in high school.
I got a D in Spanish 1 and an A in Spanish 2. How about that?
There you go. I had a psychotic Spanish teacher that just drilled everything in our heads. It was incredible. I never forgot it. I am the greatest. Well, I used to be the greatest verb conjugator on the East Coast.
We were just mean, like as 9th graders, which was Spanish 1. And like there was like literally like a war between me and my teacher. Like, and it was just bad. Like one week she just kicked me out of class every day of that week. Just every day as soon as I said anything, did anything that wasn't like perfectly in line, she kicked me out of class. To where like the Spanish 2 teacher, the first day of school was like, you need to go back to Spanish 1. I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. I will get a D. I don't care.
This is not.
And then she loved me. That was the first year when colleges started like recruiting. So I like took my grades seriously for like, like a semester. So I liked Spanish 2. Spanish 1 sucked. One time, I don't like telling the story, but one time the class made her cry. Like they made her cry.
Oh, we did that.
Which is mean, but in 9th grade, you're like, this is funny. And so she's outside the class while everyone in the class is yelling like, hey, why don't someone go and tell her to shut up? And then our friends who like went out to console her, like she heard everything you said. And that was actually what like started to kick me out of class every day for a week.
We had a teacher cry too. We put a cell phone in the VCR in the classroom television. And we kept ringing it all class. And the poor woman.
That's amazing.
Did you ever find the universal remote watch where you just keep turning the TV on?
Oh my gosh! We had this portable fart machine. Like it wasn't whoopee cushion. It was a.
It's like a little speaker. You used to put it behind our grandma at like dinners and stuff.
Right, and you had a clicker, so we would just keep ripping. So I can understand the funniness in making a teacher cry, but. Looking back on it 11 years later.
No, it's like it's a horrible thing to do to a human being.
But
when you're in high school, and especially early high school, you're just like, I don't care about anybody's feelings about anything. Like that's the last thing that goes through my mind about anything is people's feelings.
If you don't make a teacher cry in high school, you failed.
I would go beat up myself if I saw my like high school self, I would beat myself up. Just like you're a bad person.
See, I'm still on the stage where it's kind of funny to me. I'm like kind of looking back on it, but obviously in 2 years.
They're doing Zoom classes right now is just I know you're in college, so it's a little more serious. But high school kids, if you're not pranking the entire time on Zoom, what are you doing? You're wasting your prime. Like there's so many opportunities to do pranks.
What I would do to be able to have that opportunity.
Just get a siren noise, and just like every time you're on the clock, just like sorry, cops keep coming by here. Like there's so many things you could do.
Put your phone on and blast porn in the background. Oh, I'm so sorry. That just popped up. I was, blah, blah, blah. There is so many opportunities. These kids better be taking advantage.
Yeah. Well, I once went into my college class. I had Jerry Jones as my Zoom background when he was crying. I didn't realize it. And my professor's like, why is Jerry Jones your background? And I was like, it's a long story.
That's great.
You should have explained it. Like, well, I'm on this podcast. And then they would have listened to the podcast, like, who are these nuts you are with? And that goes downhill.
At least they get some more listeners, though.
I didn't do the word of the day.
No, you stop.
Everything's in Spanish. We got talking about Spanish and everything. Here we go. Here's one. Deface, the ability to change a tire. Changing a tire and his ability. Okay, so these people are responding. Do you not have to be able to do it? It's literally the easiest thing to do to a car. No, it's actually help me out with this. Like, should we play like, are you dumb, or actually it's harder than you think?
It's the hardest thing in the world. That's what you got to play. You think,
especially if it's a big tire,
which I could sell you if you wanted.
But you're some. See, the issue with word of the day is if we keep using some words, they're going to flag our Twitter account. Like if I keep on calling people morons.
Just don't punch people in the throat like Justin did, and then
get out of your mom's basement.
Although Twitter jail, that builds reputation.
Yeah, that's good publicity for Snowman Radio, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Now you got to start calling everyone under the sun.
Yeah, especially for Simple Man Radio.
So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, Snowman Radio's built. The account's built to go to jail, so that's what it's for. All right, I want to just show you guys this, and I want Nets Daily. Maybe it's me, but I really care more about the prospect of 1 million dead Americans. I shouldn't be laughing while reading that. Dead Americans from COVID by May, and the threat of a violent attack on the presidential inauguration next week than I do about Kyrie Irving's return. I believe everyone should, but hey, keep on trucking. This guy is the biggest troll in the world. All he cares about is the Nets, and he cares about the Knicks. He trolls, and then finally it gets turned around on him, and he pulls there's people dying over we're going to talk about basketball when all this is happening. It's like, dude, that's all you do. That's all you do is I spit out laughing when I saw that. I was like, you can't be.
That.
I sent it to you last night.
This guy is
unbelievable. I didn't see the actual thing. Okay.
That's Nets Daily. That's just all time.
You love Nets Daily, so
I hate Nets Daily. I like some of the Nets Daily writers, but whoever runs the account sucks. Like I like Billy Reinhart, I like Pooch. I like some of the people that write for Nets Daily, but the guy who runs the account, like he just sucks. Like he objectively sucks. Like the meme of like the white hand and the black hand.
Yeah.
That's like Nets fans and Knicks fans, and then the hand is hating Nets Daily.
Dude, I just checked the Twitter account. It's so political all of a sudden. I'm so confused.
That's all he cares about.
And the Knicks are on there as well. The Knicks made an appearance.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? That's who we're gonna get on Snowman Radio, and I'm gonna reply like, "What about the troops though?"
So, do we think James Harden? What's the likely destination?
I can't believe he was that blunt about that. I don't think I've ever seen a player be that blunt post-game.
I like it.
I respect
you
it.
I don't think I do.
I mean, he's doing everything in his power to get out of there. But Danny, to your question, I feel like Philly's the only place that makes sense.
It does make sense. Trade James Harden for Ben Simmons straight up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. If I were a Philly, I would hate Ben Simmons. Hate him. You can't get me to like a point guard, mind you, that can't shoot the ball.
Say it again. Hold on, I'm responding.
Guy can't make a 3-point, right? Wasn't that like the whole joke?
He doesn't even shoot 3-pointers, and when he does,
shoot him. And then I remember last year he hit one, and the crowd went crazy, like when crowds went crazy when we killed Osama bin Laden. It was like this big, unbelievable thing that Ben Simmons hit a 3-pointer.
I know.
That's
it is
comparison.
That'll be our clip for the day. Like I remember when Ben Simmons hit it, but I bet, like, imagine being a 76ers fan and Ben Simmons doesn't shoot threes, and then he finally makes one. Like that is probably the height of Sixers joy. Like the last 3 years, like yes, going to the playoffs is fun, but the playoffs are stressful. The most joy a Sixers fan has probably had in the last 4 years is Ben Simmons making a three. Like in that moment, there has never been more joy for a Sixers fan.
They could win the NBA title, and watching him shoot a 3-pointer and it going in the hoop would still be.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. So, and I used to be like a keep Simmons trade Embiid because Embiid can't stay healthy, but I think that kind of at this point isn't like can't be that big of a talking point anymore.
No,
like, Embiid has stayed like he's out. He's not always in the best shape, but he's been pretty consistently playing.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
And it'd be nice to get what was the Houston GM that's with Daryl Morey, yeah. Daryl Morey, get him reunited. But that's the best deal for the Rockets. And when I was on the trade for James Harden train, I was like, the Sixers are the only team that can really beat us, and it would make sense. That was before like the idea of trading Kyrie. Now, if Kyrie wanted to start, the issue is Kyrie, like. No one wants to trade for Kyrie. Like, yeah. Nobody would trade for Kyrie right now because you don't know what you're getting with him.
Yeah.
And then you just show up in that Zoom call last night. It was like, come on, dude.
No, dude, that's not.
Like, what are we doing?
That's not Kyrie Irving. It was Kai Irving. Come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Different person.
It was Kai.
It's Kai Irving.
It's nice to see people stop like having to be like, there's bigger things than basketball. It's like, yes, of course there are. There's bigger things than doing Snowman radio. Okay, but I promise you, I'll get fired if. Well, I actually could stop doing Snowman radio and not get fired. But if I stopped doing Talking Giants for like 3 weeks, because I was like, I'm not a big fan of what's going on at the White House. Like, I just couldn't happen. That could not happen. And I don't even want like, never mind. It's like what happened at the White House, yeah. But it's like I don't think a week and a half after you should be like, this has just shook me up. It's like unless you knew somebody there, you should be like, it shouldn't shake you up that bad.
That's my biggest thing, and I would understand if it was like a game. Okay, fine. You need to just regroup because you've been outspoken about all this before.
Or just tell people what you're doing.
Right? Like this, you can't. I don't care how much money you're making. I don't care what your profession is. You cannot do this at all.
So we got Nets Knicks tonight. Are you excited for that?
Can't wait, baby. I can't wait. I'm not gonna miss a second of this game.
Is the clip already drawn up where the Knicks are back? They're already in the draft, ready to send?
I love that clip.
All right, go.
Here's the issue now that the Nets are good and the Knicks are the Knicks is I can't brag about winning this game, but if the Nets lose this game, even though it doesn't mean anything long term, it's brutal for me tonight because it's just Knicks fans, Knicks fans on a victory lap where I can't do a victory lap because like you're supposed to win this game. You have the better, like the Nets are supposed to be contending.
That's absolutely correct. And if the Knicks miraculously win this game, I'm going to eviscerate you and everybody on Nets Twitter. So.
It'll be fun. But the problem is I might turn it. It depends on how the night goes. I might not be able to stop myself from just doing a victory lap and just being like, screw it. Let's drive the needle. Every time I tweet when Nets and Knicks play, I lose followers every time. And I only have to be, even if I'm not critical of the Knicks, like I'll just be like, hell of a play by Jared Allen. Be like, the New York people don't like the Nets. Like, I get it. I understand it. Okay. But I'm a Nets fan. Okay. You're not going to change my mind being saying I'm not a real New Yorker. Like, I understand. I am not a real New Yorker. I'm a Nets fan. I have more pride in Nets fans than being a real New Yorker. Like, I never lived in New York. I'm from New Jersey, where the Nets are from.
It's even worse when you're a Mets fan. Imagine that. Like, I got Lindor. They're like, shut up. You're a little brother to me. I'm like, okay.
It
Oh,
doesn't make sense.
well, that's true. You
It
are.
is true, but I'm like, can I be excited about my Lindor guy?
Has anything happened in like any takeaways from the Mets Lindor the other day, Danny?
We're going to the World Series instantly. Mets are going to be a better team in New York.
I just can't wait until this Steve Cohen Twitter account just really screws him, because I mean we already got a taste of it with our friend from the other day who we harassed a little bit. Like, if people realize like he will respond. So how am I going to get my clicks? How am I going to get my views? I'm going to take shots at Steve Cohen.
Hey,
Damn,
good for her.
Does that I talked to my Mets friends, my Mets fans friends about it. Does the Twitter account bother you at all, or do you love it?
I love the Twitter account because it feels like he's like
Right now they do.
because you go from like the Will Ponce who wouldn't spend a red cent because the whole Ponzi scheme that the father got into to Steve Cohen who actually like interacts with the fans. I love it. I mean, he just can't give in to like the trolls like Laura Goldman who was begging for him to respond to that, and she got the response that she's like, I got it, I got the clicks I need, and now everyone's gonna come to my Twitter account.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
why
it.
those guys don't do Twitter, though. It's for that reason. It's like, I just won't say anything about anything, because what's going to happen is something will happen and be like, where's your statement? Just the statement police come out, and it's like, if Cohen's half a day, like, it's just not, if there's no point to it for him.
It's
like,
fun. It's fun now, but say the Mets go on a losing streak during the
it's
season.
going to be brutal.
It
It's going to be
He
brutal.
should not be on Twitter. He should not be on Twitter.
You just took it out of my mouth. I was gonna say the first time they go on a losing streak and he's tweeting like, "Oh, I need to lose weight or something." It's gonna be like, "Shut up, Steve!" Like, no, get off Twitter.
Trade for Judge.
I can see Mets fans bullying him off Twitter.
I
The
don't.
problem is John Boy Media loves him, and I think it's a play to be like, hey, this guy's big right now. We got to get in with him.
Nah, I don't think Mets fans would bully him off. At least not now.
Yeah, not now, of course. But you guys lose 2 years in a row of losing.
Yeah.
You guys will bully him off Twitter.
Yeah, if this is a loser season, he would be bullied.
You know what? I was hoping that Lindor trade would, like, I don't know, motivate the New York Yankees, just the richest franchise in sports history.
That's what pisses me off. I hate when the Yankees cry poor. In baseball, you should buy the best players. Like what people didn't like George. You should do what George does. There's no reason why we shouldn't get the best players every year. Oh, it's only you have. It's 1 year. You're gonna make your money back. It's the number 2. It's the second most popular team in America to the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, was this year rough because of COVID? Obviously, but you act like they're not gonna bounce back. Like you're gonna have 1 year where you lose money. So, like, Yankees fans who, like, I can't stand when they give them an excuse to not spend money. Like, you shouldn't, like, there should be no reason the Yankees don't spend money every year and buy the best players. Like, oh, well, the contract sucks in 8 years. Like, guess what? So, well, you know what won't suck in 8 years? Being able to brag about World Series titles.
Right. If George was still alive, I could promise you he would have traded the farm for Lindor. He would have moved LeMahieu to first base. He would have moved Glaber to second. He would have probably signed Bauer by now. He doesn't care. If he went 11 years without a title, he's buying everybody. That payroll would be $500 million.
Yeah, and it's like, it seems like this, like, core is like we're wasting like the time this young core's like ability. And like you said, like, oh, it's like, well, it screws up the future. Not really, because you lose prospects. Guess what? You get more prospects, and what can you do with those? Trade them for better players. Like, it's a continue. You can always trade. There'll always be new prospects. You can always trade those prospects for better players. Where it used to be, if you were a Yankee prospect, you kind of realize like you're never going to play for the Yankees. That used to be the thing. If you're a Yankee prospect, you'll never play for the Yankees. You will be traded for a good player.
Yeah. That was like the fait accompli always. You can brag about being in the Yankees farm system, but it's not going to last long. If you have any talent, you're gone. And they're going to bring in somebody who's already a ready star, and that's it. And they didn't care. And it worked.
We should start talking Yanks and just add an extra S at the end, like talking Yanks.
I like that.
I still think the worst thing the Yankees ever did was trade for Giancarlo Stanton.
I don't care. Why? What players did we lose from Giancarlo Stanton?
I mean, still, you took a massive contract that guys usually never.
Who cares? If the issue is it stops. The issue is the ownership now makes that stop them from getting other players. Where George, like, oh, cool, we have Giancarlo's contract. We'll go get Sheffield. Do we have A-Rod? Yeah, we'll go get Sheffield. And yeah, do we have Gian? Like, we'll go get to share. We'll just keep going and getting players and like not caring about winning more than money.
Right.
They're not gonna lose money. Like this year because of COVID, like doesn't matter how many big contracts they'll put on, they won't lose money as an organization.
No, and it's the New York Yankees. You are always going to be filthy, disgusting rich. Like if George were alive, he'd say, "Okay, Brian, what do we need? A starting pitcher? Here's a blank check. Go give it to Trevor Bauer. See what he wants." It's just very infuriating. And to Danny's point about Giancarlo, that's their excuse right now. Well, we have so much money tied up. No, that shouldn't be an issue. They gave up nothing. I'd make that deal 10 times out of 10. You're getting an MVP player, just hit 60 home runs. You're giving up Starlin Castro. Like, that was just a salary dump for the Marlins. You take that in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, he sucks, but.
And, like, I think I think Trevor Bauer is annoying, but I can deal with annoying if we have Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer as our 1-2. Like, is he annoying? Well, he sucked probably with the New York media. Yeah. Like, but
who beats that in the playoffs?
Exactly. That's all I care about when it comes to. It's because I'm a diehard Giants fan, so we're in the day and day. Whereas baseball and basketball, all that matters to me is winning. Like I don't get connected to players a ton. You have your players that you like, but like the Nets, my favorite two players are LeVert and Allen. I would trade them today and be like happy with it. Right. Obviously, like, you could never trade Jeter. Like, that's different. But
yeah, football is different. You have a little bit more person because it's not like you can't like make deals and stuff like you can in baseball and basketball for higher end players. So football, you kind of fall in love with guys more. And
the salary cap is more of an issue in football than it is in basketball.
Right,
and,
exactly. Like
baseball.
I loved with the Yankees. I loved Didi Gregorius. He was my favorite player. I loved him. He left. I wasn't like heartbroken. Okay, yeah. Cool. Gleyber Torres is one of the better young players in baseball, and he's going to be a new shortstop.
Yeah, like where the Giants, like they trade Marcus Golden. It's like I agree with the trade, but it's like I miss Marcus.
Yeah, you had like a personal affection with him. So
yeah, and maybe if I didn't do an entire podcast, I didn't spend literally 40 hours a week on the team, maybe I wouldn't have that. But it is what it is. Did we get any bites on word of the day? Follow the Swimman Radio Twitter account, by the way. That's Swimman Radio. No, I have tweet notifications on Florida Man. Florida Man abandoned. That's not funny.
Oh, that sounded.
Florida Man kicked chicken like a field goal. Deputies say. That's wrong, but I can see myself like getting annoyed by a chicken and kicking it. Yeah, I mean, I think we got ourselves a show. I mean, is there anything else going on in the sports world?
Well, I mean, the Bears retained their two dudes. Nagy and
Pace. Nagy, yeah.
But
I'll save my Jets takes if they get Robert Saleh because I actually really like that hiring.
Yeah,
if they do it. I mean, we're on Wednesday of the week after the season, and we still haven't had any hirings. Last year, Rule happened on like if you're going off last year's schedule, Judge happened on Tuesday, Rule happened on Tuesday, like Tuesday. Rivera was the Monday, literally right after. So it's like even teams that have had like the Lions, the Falcons, and the Texans have had a long time, and it seems like they're the ones that are the furthest away. Like I don't know why it's going so slow this year.
And
maybe it simply is like the guys that are in the playoffs.
They knew that they were going to have head coaching vacancies middle of the year. So I'm kind of surprised as to why nobody's been hired yet. What about hold on real quick, Urban Meyer, Jacksonville or the Chargers?
But now okay. Look at this douche in the chat. I'm going to put it. He just keeps responding. Says, yeah, is it too late to say sorry now? Because I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? He did that. Jack G said that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, he's blowing up the chat right now.
Maybe it'll be the next hit song.
He's a simple man.
Simple man.
Should we play that? We don't have to worry about monetization on this.
Wait, Snatch, what were you going to say again before?
I don't remember. Oh, Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, isn't it now reported that he might the Chargers are looking into him, so he has the choice of Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence, essentially, if he wants to coach in the NFL?
So he's going to pull a Steve Kerr, where it's like, oh, Steve Kerr's going to the Knicks, and then the Warriors call, and they're like, oh, I'd much rather go there than the Knicks.
I have my doubts that it's taken him this long. I get he's trying to go through his options, but I feel like Jacksonville is just like perfect for him. He's got money. the first round pick, everything's there for you. I mean, Chargers are good as well, but the Jaguars you can build yourself.
And the fan base will love him because it's Jacksonville is Gator country.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. Well, don't the Gators hate Urban Meyer? Like, didn't he just bail on their ass?
Yeah, but he got us 2 national championships.
That's
so
true.
it's
That's
like,
true.
you know, the further you go away from it, the more you appreciate what he did. And it's like you got Dan Mullen there who was, you know, part of the Urban Meyer tree. So,
yeah,
I you know, obviously
that's fair.
I'm sure there's some diehards who are like just still hate Urban Meyer, but it's like most people are just like, hey, which is why like the Jaguars never signing Tim Tebow didn't make sense. Like they would have made so much money off of having Tim Tebow on their team.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
They spent that money on yacht.
I guess we're probably wrapping up soon. So I'll give you my pick. It's Knicks +6.
Oh, I keep on forgetting to do picks. Me and Chris forgot to do them. So you're going Knicks +6.
God, I gotta look at the.
You knew that was coming.
Well, I'll go Nets -6.
Oh,
there you go.
I'll do. Oh,
Dan,
God,
you gotta pick a different game.
I'm not picking that game. Because I'm different. Give me.
You're special.
Yeah, I am. Give me what the heck the Hornets +4.5.
Ooh. They're like
Hornets.
sneaky talented.
They're sneaky good,
Gordon Hayward's playing out of his mind.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And when I give him that contract, I think, the sun is gleaming. On snacks.
I'm gonna have skin cancer in about 5 minutes.
I see. I can't make those jokes with you because you actually had cancer.
I did have cancer. I can say any cancer joke I want.
Landon Collins can't say it though, not him.
That's okay. Anybody can say it. If I like you, you can make fun of me. I don't.
Landon Collins was a cancer.
If it's about Eli Apple, sure.
Hey, Landon Collins calling Eli Apple a cancer. Spider-Man meme.
This is gonna sound bad, and I'm probably gonna just log off after this. But in the cancer form, Eli Apple was pancreatic cancer. So.
All right. I don't. You said it, not me. All right, that's a show.
What a way to end it.
Jack G is spamming the chat again. What's he saying this time? Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high.
That's the worst
sugar
song
strawberries on a summer evening, baby. You're the end of June.
It's the worst song you could have chose. You chose a Harry Styles song.
Everybody wants me to ban him.
Ban him.
I'll put him in timeout. You're going in timeout.
We'll see what lyrics Jack G brings back tomorrow.
This is what Some Men Radio is about being. It's not about being like going crazy. It's just about guys talk. It's being simple men, just having a good time. Snacks is in his car. You know, I can hear myself echoing through, and it's going to drive people nuts.
Yeah, I think we about to finish because I'm getting a nasty echo.
Yeah, we're finishing. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with me and Chris. Stay simple.